Holtz here, West Virginia Land and Home Realty, and today you're in for a special treat. Don't get many of these anymore, they're so hard to come by, but I'm looking at a 2-acre river lot here on the south branch of the Potomac in Levels, West Virginia. This is lot number 25 of French's Neck East. This lot's just a hair over 2 acres, and it's got all the utilities. It's ready to go, ready to enjoy, and ready to build on, for that matter. So I'm down here by the river. Today is November the 1st, and it's been a pretty dry fall here, so the river not very high at the moment. It's kind of low, but most times the water's going to be up in this grassy area in here frequently, and your frontage here, there's like a riffle here, you know, so there's a big eddy, and you'll see this on the drone shots. This is, the river makes a big horseshoe bend down here, and this is kind of like right in the bend. So you got a big slow eddy coming in right up there about 200 yards. And then once you get downriver here about 200 yards, you get into another big slow eddy that goes back up around this way. But I believe there's 150 couple feet of river frontage here. And I'm probably standing in the middle of it. I'll zoom in there. You can see that fence post there. That's one property corner, the upriver property corner. And you know, I haven't looked, but you know, just in that direction, you're gonna have the other corner there. But let me, it's such a beautiful day. Let me walk you up here and show you what this lot looks like. It is a dandy, dandy, dandy lot. So check that out. Flat, open, you know, you got a nice grassy area in here, and then the woods between the end of that and the river. Super easy access. You know, they almost got like a path right down here to the water's edge. I mean, so no steep bank to negotiate or anything like that to get to the river frontage. Super easy. You can see there's a pavilion over there on the neighbor's property. So the line, I think it's just on this side of that pavilion there. And the neighbor to this side has like a little woven wire fence up. So it's pretty easy to tell where the line is on this side. The owner, you know, has their camper hook up further up that way, but there was nothing that would preclude you, you know, from, you know, bringing a camper and setting it down here if you weren't interested in tying in the utilities that are here. But that's a hedge apple tree. At least that's what we call them here. I always thought these things were neat. They're not good for anything. I think they say they're good to keep spiders away. Some people put them in their house. I guess insects don't like the smell of them, but deer don't eat them. They're just kind of like ornaments. You know, but I think out west they call those Osage orange trees, but we call them hedge apples here. Those things are sticky, I know that. But so the utilities on this lot are essentially brand new. So there's a well, a 2-bedroom septic, and electric service. And the septic is so new that they haven't quite done the final grading work on it to get it covered up, which is the dirt work that you see up here. Trying not to walk too fast. Check that out. It's really, really a pretty lot. And when the leaves are on here, I mean, you don't see any of that down in there. I mean, the leaves just now are coming down here. But, so that's one drain line. There's your other drain line. Most people don't know what a septic really looks like. I'm gonna show you. And here's just a pad here for a camper. You'll see the plug-in right up here. But right here is your actual septic tank, the lid for it right here. This just needs to be graded, you know, some final grade work here to get the septic covered up. And, you know, here's where you would hook a camper in, you know, like hook into the septic right here. And the owner kept a trench up through here because the idea was to build a cabin up here on this little bank. The property raises up kind of like on a little elevated bank in here, which is out of the floodplain. And there's some wires up there, but that ditch was dug, and there was a pipe, I believe, ran up through there so far to tie into the septic when the cabin was built. And I'll show you this here on the map, but most river lots we sell that are 2-acre river lots, I mean, they're all in the floodplain, you know, there's your camper plug-in, and just meant to have a camper on. What makes this lot unique and more valuable is it actually has a building site on it that's out of the floodplain. I'm gonna show you that to you here on the flood map. So if you'll take note here, this is the blue is the floodplain. Here's the river down here. And as you can see, there's probably, you know, probably not a quarter of the lot, but probably a good 1/4 acre here up on this bank that's not in the floodplain. Can't tell you how hard that is to find on a 2-acre lot on the south branch of Potomac that has a building site out of the flood zone. Wow, it's still easy to get to the river. Usually the lots we see, that small riverfront lots, any riverfront lot for that matter, that has a building site out of the flood zone, you usually got some cliff to go down, you know, if you want to get to the edge of the river, but not with this one. Here's your brand new electric service, meter. It's expensive to put this stuff in these days. You used to be able to put a meter on like a wooden pole or a little wooden panel or something. Now you have to have these metal H brackets, you know, which are expensive, but they're also indestructible. Big metal gate here. Nice big metal gate here to get into the property. As you can see, you know, the driveway goes all the way down kind of like to the edge of the river there. Isn't that pretty? Take you up here and show you the well. So you got well up here. And the pressure tank and everything is buried here beside the well. That's the little lid to get down in there to the pressure tank and everything. One thing I don't see here is a frost-free hydrant, which you could have installed here, obviously. But I guess this is where, the gentleman's got the wires and stuff in here and all that, and he left that there to, I guess, hook into, you know, you'd build something probably on a walkout basement here facing towards the river. So I can't tell you how hard something like this is to find. It's a really pretty lot, building site out of the flood zone, awesome river frontage, all the utilities in place. It's ready to camp on, build on, whatever you want. Come check it out. This will not last long.